Well, it's been a minute, ain't it? Whew. How do I talk again? For those who may not know me, my name is Cupo Joe. I'm a musician slash live streamer at this point here on YouTube. Essentially, I make music, I make stupid decisions, and put them on the internet. Both of which apply. Now, this is what you would call a comeback stream, but I don't know if coming back after a week to potentially nobody is that big of a deal, so I'll spare you the dramatics. Tonight's game is Super Metroid Restored. Welcome, welcome, Ryan. Man, didn't expect to see you all back here 1 week from now. Huh. Hello to you. This is rather loud. Excuse me a moment. So, the reason you're listening to the SNES version of this soundtrack is so you can understand the differences. I'll go ahead and use Brinstar. I also got another treat. So, last time before I left unceremoniously, I showed off the ending BGM. I may as well use this platform to continue to show what work may come and what music is in the works. That ending BGM I am planning on releasing once I've got a proper showcase video for it. And then I have something else to show off, assuming I did this all right. Yes. So, let me just locate my sample. This might get really freaking loud. Alright, let's drop that chip synth SFC for a second. Oh god, here we go. See, I told you I'm a musician. Wasn't lying about that. That is some unknown funk project I've been working on whenever I get the chance. The samples and the processing alone hinder my computer to its last dying breath every time I try to open it, but it will get done at some point. Very much so, very much so, very neat. I wrote down notes for this just because, well, you know, it's been a while. So that's what I've been up to. I've been working on music. This previous week has been hell work-wise. And work, I mean IRL work. So that has been half of the reason I took the week off is because a lot of awkward hours this past week. So, I guess before we get into this, I should acknowledge the curator of this mod, Jammin' Sam Miller. You can find his channel in the description below, but he is, forgive the background, a dedicated musician whose goal so far on YouTube, the third story. Bravo on completing the third story in Shovel Knight. Good grief. I've definitely finished, I suppose in the timeline, yes, that would be the third story, Shovel of Hope. That was sick, honestly. That was like, I can't believe I actually powered through that and just kind of punched through all the way, putting the last boss down on my final stream before a break. That was really satisfying. Anyway. So yeah, about Sam Jam and Sam Miller. Musician based out of New York City, he has been restoring originally first the Donkey Kong series of SNES games. 1, 2, 3. Dedicating himself to finding the original instruments on the original digital instruments and restoring them to full fidelity. Like, this is what the producers would have heard in their studio. Not necessarily what's coming through your SNES sound chip, so it's going to sound very different. It's going to have a different feel to it. Namely, you're going to have less warmth. The SNES essentially has both a limited, what's the word I'm looking for, frequency range, which makes everything less dynamic, and then on top of that, it is bit crushed to the point where it is also sounds squished together, kind of what we call in the business compressed sound, which means your basses go up to the mid-range, low mids, your trebles go up down to the high mids, and you get this lovely sort of welcoming, warm tone throughout it all. You can kind of hear it in the music you're listening to right now. That piano would be normally more trebly, more sharp. You're gonna hear that during this gameplay, and forgive me, but I do feel like this is more or less gonna be a one-off, because I know Super Metroid takes forever to complete, let alone finish. So we're just gonna go as long as we can, probably only spend, say, an hour or two, and just have a chill time. Alright, one less. So, we'll be chatting about a couple things on this. For now, we're gonna turn off chip synth. Close that window. And start up. Alright. Perfect timing. Gonna let Sam's work breathe a little bit. So, what Sam has essentially done, I already explained this, but I'll explain in more detail. Sam Miller has hunted down the original instruments, the original beep boop machines, what have you, the original pianos that you find synths on. And he's taken the MIDI files from the game and rearranged them with modern mixing techniques on top of sourcing the original sounds, and re-implemented them into this game via what's called an MSU1 patch. An MSU1 patch allows you to use CD quality sounds in an SNES game, or in this case, an SNES mod. This is running on an emulator. I'll be transparent about that. And I will clear second. Use this one for stream stuff. The first one I used for when I released Phantoon Pain. That was what's the one I'm looking for? Phantoon Pain would be a reimagining, or I don't know what I would classify that as. But let's fix this up. This is gonna be more akin to, I want to say, whatever, Mega Man controls, which is just what I always played on.
The last Metroid.
But you will notice that none of the sound effects sound different. That's unfortunately a side effect of SNES programming. They can never really change up all the sound effects when it comes to mods. The music, Free game. I first battled the Metroids on planet Zabes. It was there that I foiled the plans of the space pirate leader, Motherbrain, to use the creatures to attack galactic civilization. I next fought the Metroids on their home world, SR-388. I completely eradicated them, except for a larva, which, after hatching, followed me like a confused child. I personally delivered it to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres, so scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. Scientists' findings were astounding. They discovered that the powers of the Metroid might be harnessed for the good of civilization. A power source. Sounds a little bit like Argent Energy to me, but then again, this game precedes Doom Eternal by quite a bit. Or Doom 2016, I should say. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt, but I had hardly gone beyond the asteroid belt when I picked up a distress signal. Ceres Station was under attack. Space colony. Now I've grown up with this game. I've beaten it countless times. It's never gotten old, but it is nothing quite like the experience of a Metroid. Metroidvania, they're called. Except with the brand new release of the Metroid Prime Remaster. Now, speaking of growing up with stuff, I grew up with old, outdated technology just like this. And... wait for it. Where are you really? There you are. One thing I didn't grow up with was 3D technology, save for my brother's PlayStation. Technically, you can heavily damage Ridley here, but this is a fight you're meant to lose. Let's just see how long it can last. Oof. Oh, wow. Actually dodged that. Okay. I actually going to... nope. We've activated the car alarm. You know, now that I think about it, so I put Pizza Tower on my schedule for tomorrow. Both that game and this do feature extensive escape sequences. So, I guess that infers where it got the inspiration. Yeah, beautifully annoying, but also very distressing. Come on now. There's a ROM hack out there called Super Metroid Impossible, and I believe in that game it gives you probably only 1 second of error that you can make. I tried it once, regretted it, and then the second I actually cleared it, I was like, yeah, no, I don't have the level of professional capability to finish this game. Let's see. I know the music is quite low on the stream, at least to me. So if you're ever interested in listening to this full thing by itself, it's worth a listen just because of how clear it is. But the playlist is linked also below. Let's see. So, what else did I do during my week? Well, let me see. What have I got here on my itinerary? Okay, SNES music. I didn't know SNES music whatsoever. The plans are there to have more. I need a reason, you know? Like, with the ending BGM, that was because I was tired of having just some placeholder stuff I had created, like, probably half a year ago, now I think about it. What's over here? Kickman's theme. Originally inspired by a Cake Station animation... What was it? Animation tutorial. He was this character that Cake described as a lot of swagger. He's older, he's got more reason to win. He's got less reason to win this. And then Punchman, the young and upcoming. So Kickman obviously needed some kind of swagger, some kind of hip-hop kind of beat. And then using the Mega Man X sound font was just kind of icing on the cake. But that didn't really say goodbye, farewell, and take it easy, so I quickly developed that new ending BGM within, like, say, an evening? Maybe a couple of hours of thought, and that's the biggest difference, is that clear quartet sound. Everything here sounds a lot different, a lot more clearer, and now that I've played Metroid Prime, it kind of gives me that feeling, because a lot of the instruments in Metroid Prime are like synthetic stuff. It's more ambiance in Metroid Prime. At least that's what I got for my first hour. I played through the beginning mission, which is Samus investigating in another space station only to be ambushed by a... what I can only assume is a creature that has been experimented on. Said creature fights Samus, Samus takes it out, and she gets slammed into the wall, causing her suit to massively malfunction, reducing her to the state we see her right now. It's a classic trope. Start really powerful. Yeah. Get everything stripped away from you. So I got through that in an evening. Then I think I had to go to work after that. And then I spent another hour just exploring the new world. Because I had never played Metroid Prime before. Never had a GameCube. Never had an N64 for that matter. We were a Sony household at some point, I think. So, I missed out on that era, but I'm kind of glad I did, because experiencing a first-person Metroid game like this, like the exploratory, what's the word I'm looking for? Opportunity. It's so gratifying to see it in like full HD. Never having seen it in, you know, low anti-aliasing, low quality, but just like this, the music is the same. And so it's digital arpeggiation, which is a fancy term for you know, automation and such. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Ryan. Your time is always appreciated. I'll probably continue rambling to myself, don't worry. Anyway, but the first area was devoid of any themes. It was the Chozo ruins. Ow. Okay, that room I can't enter yet. This, I would believe, is the statue chamber. I can ignore it. This is the save room. Yeah, but it was pure feeling. Just digital sounds, unknown, unawareness. And I hear like the Magmore Caverns is supposed to be really good, but I haven't gotten to it yet. But those little things, those little crawly bits, they were in the first area, and I was like, dude, that's so cool. Those hawks, they were there later on. Morph balling for the first time was amazing. There was just so much. I'm so glad I got it on Switch and not, you know, didn't try like the PC version, because that would have just ruined the cinematic feel. You know, the slow walk. I always appreciate that in controller games. This just slow crawl of... Okay, can I do this? There is a skip, I know, but I doubt I can do it. Nope, we're trapped in here. Come on, buddy. Let's make this dance quick. Come on. This is cheese, but whatever. We take cheese here. Yep, done. Well, not the greatest demonstration of the boss music, but we'll get our chance another time. Yeah, I don't need any of your stuff. Alright, so now we have Bomb Ball. That was another thing I was weirded out about. It's like the item progression in Metroid Prime. I was like, okay, so I've got everything. I've got Morph Ball, and then it was all taken away from me. So I was like, well, gee, I worked hard for all that. Why'd you take it away? And I was like, wait a minute. This is how the original game started. We started with nothing. So Metroid Prime was probably one of the first to do so. I don't know. Oh, not what I meant. So used to the Xbox controls. A being, or B in this case being my confirm. But it was so friggin' amazing. Like, just to see the world of Metroid, the strange, the unpredictable. And the lock-on feature was really freaking cool. You know, it wasn't, you know, I don't try to lock on spam as much as I can. Hold on. I'm noticing something. There. Hopefully that helps. And there we go. I'm noticing a lot of clipping on my end, but I think it should be fine now. Okay, so let's hit that room we couldn't access before. I believe that's the charge beam room. We need a bomb ball to get through here. We have bomb ball now. Where's a ball bomb? Bomb ball? Nope, it's just missiles. I actually did a randomizer run one time and I completely forgot the charge beam of all things. That's like the bread and butter of Super Metroid and I forgot it. Okay, so I got that missile tank. I got that. I don't need to visit there. I guess I can go to Brinstar then. Because I don't need to unlock that door. Well, now I got 15 missiles. I should probably save. But yeah, just the effects, the enemies, the strangeness of it all. And, you know, despite playing it on like a big screen TV or what have you, that feeling of isolation was still there. And I personally wouldn't have it any other way, because Super Metroid is all about discovering what the world is by yourself. There's nobody there to guide you. There's just you, a map, and the scanner. The scanner is a really cool piece of lore collecting. I really dig it. That one little feature just to add a little lore to all the creatures in the world. This scannable fauna as you kind of like walk through like a kid visiting the zoo for the first time. It's so cool. Alright. But yeah, Metroid Prime is... Like, I even own Breath of the Wild, and that's supposed to be like the go-to exploratory game on the Switch, right? But there's just been no want or need to start playing it and keep playing it. My coworker of mine has like been checking up on me anytime she gets the chance about whether or not I've played it. And I keep having to break the bad news to her. No, I have not touched Breath of the Wild. Oh, for God's sake! Sorry about the background. Okay. Now this is where things start to change in terms of music. Because Sam took a lot of liberties at this point. You know, like he said, he takes modern mixing techniques, tries to emulate it as best as he can. He follows the MIDI, but the sounds now sound so different. Everything sounds very different. Oh God, not this room. And everything sounds so clear. Like I said, you know, this may be my favorite Metroid game next to Fusion. No, actually, my favorite game is Fusion. But I love that save menu score from Metroid Prime. It's so good. It's like epitomizes exactly what Metroid Prime is. It's like understanding biological phenomena you can't possibly understand. It's very much a world-building game for the Metroid franchise. If I had to say what it did for Dread, it just gave Samus so much credibility as a bounty hunter. Because it's a prequel to this, if I recall correctly. Anyway, I think I've rambled enough about Super Metroid Prime, so I'll come back to it definitely. But yeah, Metroid Prime, it gave me a mix of nostalgia for the old Halo days where it was just like semi-open maps, just you and your gun, not much to worry about except what else is left to kill. And it's so nice to be able to experience it in HD because it makes it all that more immersive. And that feeling of isolation, of just exploring, sucking you in immediately. It's amazing. Okay. So with that gushing out of the way, let's talk about me for a bit. So, Joe, where's the next SNES piece? Where's the next SNES remix? Let me tell you something about that. It's a question I'd like to have answered myself. You know, lately nothing's been really piquing my interest. I thought about doing a Shovel Knight remix, but that's been done quite a bit. The Mega Man X sound font seems to be the choice, which makes sense. It's what the game is inspired by. Partly, anyway. But if I were to do something with that, if I were to like cover the main theme, it'd be an interesting trial and error process because I tend to do my remixes by ear rather than check out, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? The sheet music or music theory going into it, because I don't know a lot. So, listening to that, I did purchase the score, by the way. You're welcome, Mr. Jake Kaufman. Salute to you. And I had to listen to it. It's very intelligent design. Like, no joke. It's very intelligent. Unlike myself, when it comes to my music. I mostly do it with feeling and just trial and error. And it's not by choice, mind you. It's more or less because I don't seem to have a great grasp of music theory. Alright, let's see. Can I... Oh, God. Take care of those birds. I believe Charge Beam is down here. Well, more missiles helps. Especially for the boss coming up. There it is. But yeah, I intend to do more as creativity strikes. I do want to do another SNES remix because, you know, those are kind of, for lack of a better term, brain dead. You know, it's more understanding somebody else's work than it is creating your own. You have to listen, you have to learn, you have to grow as a musician alongside them to understand exactly what they were going for. Like Mick Gordon. Mick Gordon was all about experimentation and grabbing subtleties from the original score. You know, I don't know what of Jago's original theme he kept. I think, if I recall correctly, he actually had to, like, ditch everything he had when it came to Jago. But with Spinal, it was much more cut and dry. I got the original bone sample. Cinders, on the other hand, was interesting because Cinders had a leitmotif that you wouldn't hear except on maybe the arcade. It was a arpeggio that scaled as the Danger song went by, and he duplicated it and natural delayed it. It was a sheer stroke of luck that I managed to catch that. But, you know, working on SNES remixes is more like a study. It's kind of cool, honestly. It's like tearing something's guts apart and trying to figure out how it ticks. Speaking of tearing something's guts out. Plant boss. I was kind of going for this when I wrote Phantoon Pain, but I couldn't quite grasp it. Oh, that was a mistake. I tried to go for subtle yet creepy, but instead I kind of went for boisterous. And I lacked creativity or theory, I would say, when it came to most of that piece. I think Phantom Pain could have turned out much differently had I put a little more thought into it, but my deadline was about Halloween time, at least my personal deadline, and I believe that's when I started working, so I immediately ran out of time. In terms of, like, I ran out of free time, I should say. This feels like a rhythm game of sorts, dodging those sprites. Oh. Ooh, that was dangerous. You know, I feel like I need to issue myself a challenge when it comes to the next SNES track. You know, like I need to develop something for a horror game, or develop a fighting game theme, which I guess I've kind of already done with Full Metal Stomp. But that version online is not up to par or up to snuff with what I would consider good. It's more or less... well, it's bugged, really. Back when I made it, I was using a plugin called C700. It was very antiquated. There was like one very old HTML website you could get it from. Oh, come on. And it was just no good. Chipset SFC didn't exist at that time. And so I had to use a bunch of weird methods to get echo to work, to get samples to run just right. I even had to like chop up samples manually just to make them sound right. And that's the audio clipping you can hear on it. So maybe what I'll do is revisit it, but what I want to focus right now is live stuff. That funk piece you heard, I want to put a guitar over it. You know, once I figure out exactly what a funk guitar sounds like. Okay. But until that time, that funky piece is going to be on the shelf. Until I get it right. What you heard was a little sample I sent to Cake. You know, just to see what he thought of it. It's the best bit. It's the best bit of the song. It's the end. And sure, you're gonna be like, why'd you spoil the end, Joe? Simple. It's the best part. It's the most complete part. It's the only part I'm willing to show you. The rest of it is still under wraps. Once oh, for God's sake, that's a waste of a super missile. Once I'm satisfied with how the instrumentation sounds, the next step for a live piece is to put some mixing over it. That part will take less time, I'm sure. It doesn't have that many components to it when it comes to the mixing. For that specifically, what I'll be doing is definitely putting a compressor over all of it to mimic a studio compression. If you don't know what studio compression is, essentially it is the effect of having multiple sources of instrument collide with each other vibration-wise. It's a really cool phenomenon you can only hear in person. That's where the origin of compression comes from, I suppose. It's just that audible boom centered towards you. Normally you would need high jump for this. If I do this right. Perfect. Detonate that. Let it come back. Any day now. And we get... Darn it! Okay, I need to kill something and get a super missile back. Perfect. Alright, now this peril again. The wall jump. Created in Super Metroid, perfected in Metroid Fusion, and made easy in Metroid Dread. It's a really fun mechanic, but you have to be really skilled to make it work consistently, at least in my opinion. I am not one of those people who can make it work consistently. Let go. No, I will not let this become my watery grave. Thank you. Now that we have the Spazer, we have more options when it comes to killing stuff. And we're running low on energy. I don't think this will increase our effectiveness against the next boss, Kraid, but it's a nice thing to have. So, that brings me to what I got to do yesterday. Last night, I stayed up until 2 a.m. playing Rocksmith 2014 with brand new strings. Originally, I had these, I would call them not phenomenal neon strings. Now, neon not as in like they light up. No, I mean like red, essentially colored strings to mimic the ones in Rocksmith. They were my training wheels, as they were, and they sounded terrible. Somehow I managed to make them sound decent on Off the Field, which is the BGM I play over Mutant Football League. That'll be releasing soon as well. Once I re-record it. I think that's going to be my personal goal now, is to re-record that with the brand new strings. Because it sounds so beautiful, so crisp and clear. Much like this OST, to be perfectly honest. But it sounds so nice. I broke them in last night. I tried them out with a couple of different effects in Ableton, and they sound beautiful. But what's to become of the SNES music? Time will tell, honestly. I want to do more. I think the fun part about doing SNES music is how little production has to go into it. Like, sure, there's a bunch of automation I can do. There's a bunch of extra bells and whistles I can definitely throw on top of it. But down to its core, SNES music is simplified. Some might say EDM. It can be, and it will be, because I need to learn how to create faster music. I figure maybe the next SNES BGM should be something uppity. But what? I don't know. So yeah, expect my ending BGM to become its own upload. Expect Off the Field to become its own upload. I just went back down again. And I got a minor confession to make. In regards to the streaming, I'm sure my music lovers who subscribe to me purely for the SNES chiptune or what have you that I put out aren't too pleased seeing all these streams in their feed, which I get it. You know, there's some there's some people who I admire their music and never get to see them, but I do watch their streams every now and again, just because, you know, they're chill people. They're very cool people to hang out with. But I know not everybody, you know, is into that whole, the personality behind the song, you know. Like, I'm sure not everybody's, an alouette of Niji Sanji Ian's not to everybody's taste. You know, she's a bit foul-mouthed, she's a bit open about some things. TMI is what I mean by that. But, you know, she's got a voice of a friggin' angel, ain't she? Same goes for Calliope Mori of Hololive English. She is a bit what you would call a brash person, yes. Combative. And, what's the word I'm looking for? She uses it quite often, contrarian, just to piss people off sometimes. And you know, that's the personality behind the voice, but some people just want the voice. Ooh, listen to that slick bass. Oh no, it's Creed! There you go. Give me that energy. That was another weird thing about Metroid Prime, is seeing the energy balls for the first time. Or I should say, yeah, I know, energy orbs, fine. Just so I don't have to have a clip of me out there saying, y'all. I already said it, what the heck ever. So, that kind of brings me to, why do I stream? Well, if I can be perfectly honest with you, it's because I wanted to learn how to. You know, I don't do this for the money, I don't do this for the fame. I do it because I wanted to put stuff out there, because I do a lot of dumb stuff. And sometimes the dumb stuff is really cool, and I'm like, I look around to see who saw it, it's nobody. So putting it out there like this is cool, but it's not the real reason I started. I started because I wanted to, you know, join the hot new craze that I continuously talk about. Okay, wait for it. Open your mouth. Okay, wait for it. Ah. Oh, I think for the Kraid quick kill it needs to be a couple missiles as well. It was really cool seeing Kraid in Dread, by the way. Okay, open your big lummox mouth. Die kindly. One. Pow. A couple of times now I have sent auditions. For those who know, yes, it was that kind of auditions. I wanted to be, you know, I've grown up knowing I'm not normal. Not in any sense of the word. I had a weird upbringing, a weird sort of in-between in terms of technology, a weird lifestyle, for that matter. And it's showing at work, because I work in a customer service role, that my personality is friendly. And you know, I kind of really like how, you know, people come away impacted, happy sometimes that they've worked with me. That's really a really amazing feeling. And so I want to keep bringing that elsewhere, you know. to me, the obvious growth from that area is to bring it online. And you know, I hope whoever watches this is enjoying what they see. That's all I can hope, because I try my best to give it 110% all the time. And if I fail, then oh well. Where is it? There's it is. One more E-tank. Ah. I have just dropped out of existence. Are we back? Looks like it. Anyway. But, you know, I think the coolest thing about VTubers is that these are not your average people. And in a world where everybody cares about how you look, how you dress, what you wear, who you vote for, it's nice to just have somebody behind a mask so that those superficial people can be satiated. And the rest of us who just want somebody genuinely interesting to watch, you know, get some sort of avenue. It's really interesting, the VTuber movement, I guess I could call it. And it's kind of the reason why I don't use a face cam. I don't like how I look. And I work in a house full of mirrors. Do with that as you will, but I don't know. I've heard the term body dysmorphia thrown around every now and again, and I don't think that would be me, but sometimes it feels like it. That's gonna lead to a speed trap I need to get through. But yeah, I look in the mirror and then see the rings around my eyes, the matted hair, the ultra-wide body. It's just a lot about me that's different. Yeah. I'm getting too deep. I apologize. But yeah. The reason I started streaming is to gain experience. You know, for whenever the next audition may be. And I like to say I've grown a lot since I've started. You know, I started out with a Scarlett interface. That's only good for recording instruments. Moved to a Go XLR Mini with my own hard-earned money that I got at a job I hated. And then I moved into a job I liked. Got a couple of more upgrades. A lot of upgrades to my personal well-being, my mental, for that matter. My clothing. Being a short guy in this world is a curse. Nothing fits. Let me tell you. I'm not that short. I'm just short enough for it to be annoying. What does that mean? It means below 5'10". Let's see. Man, only an hour in and we're already with the Vardia suit. All sorts of goodies, upgrades, what have you. We're well on our way to getting to wreck ship. This actually hasn't taken that long. So yeah. In addition to just being more relevant as a YouTuber with these live streams, you know, I get to have fun. I get to play games every now and again. This playing games, that's another thing about me. Stuff has to make sense. Stuff has to serve a purpose. And, you know, to put this stuff out here and to grow as an entertainer is really a really great thing for me. You know, I say this to everybody I meet who's like, wow, what kind of, how'd you get a personality like yourself, or how'd you speak so eloquently? I say half of it's because I used to have a stutter back when I was a kid, and I had to get trained out of it. Not by any medical professional, mind you, myself. I had to rework my thinking to understand how to talk properly, how to give myself enough space, how to think faster. You know, I was thinking faster than my lips could move, so I switched to hotter coffee as time went on. And now I drink very strong stuff, although I don't think it's helping, if I'm being honest. I think more or less I have learned how to think clearly over time. You know, give myself more breathing room, as it were, mentally. And now I can ramble to myself while playing a very movement-focused game like this. It's kind of cool if you think about it. Going from a stuttering mess, you know, where your brain's caught in a mental logic loop, to being a quote-unquote internet personality, like dear old brother Cake. Although I would call Cake more edutainment than I would call him a personality. Cake's a smart man. You should definitely check him out if in case you need some extra help on your next animation quiz. And if you can believe it, neither me nor Cake have attended any sort of formal schooling. Everything we've done on this platform has been self-taught. I taught myself how to play guitar, he taught himself how to animate, I taught myself how to mix, he taught himself how to audio engineer. It's a wonderful world we live in where people have the choice now to just learn as they go. The internet's a wonderful thing, no matter how many times people tell you how cursed it is. I mean, it can have its horrible, horrible sections of the world, but then again, the Earth itself ain't so pleasant. Alright, let's get through this room. Oh. Not gonna deal with you. Get up, get up, get up, drop the bombshell. Okay. You know, it's probably more because that I remember this game like the back of my hand, that I'm just, you know, chilling out. And I'm very happy with this choice of game for a comeback stream. It's very much fills that role of I don't have to worry about anything with this game. Okay. Let's check out this area here. I think this is somewhere safe. Yes. Sick. Alright, another missile tank. Okay, that's bad. I need to find... where is it? There it is. That's what I thought. No way to get up there without grappling, I think. It's probably nothing to worry about. I need to get the speed booster ASAP. Speaking of ASAP... oh god. I've never played Wario. Any Wario games. Wario games are all about Wario Mentum, whereas Mario games are about Mario Mentum. Wario Mentum and Mario Mentum work differently as far as I can tell. Wario is a lot more to do with... I'm not sure. It's more about to do with kind of like blazing through and just getting everything done in one go. Whereas Mario Momentum is all about maintaining your speed. Wario is very fast-paced, and that's exactly what Pizza Tower is. I've never played anything like it. It looks so damn crunchy. I love it. I love the art style. I love the music especially. And I love how everything I've seen of it, the music and the sound effects work in conjunction flawlessly. You know, sort of like how these old SNES games are. Like, have you ever thought about that? Mega Man X never annoyed you with the charge sound. Super Metroid never annoyed you with the charge sound. All of it works in conjunction flawlessly. Sound-wise, sonic-wise, it's game design at its finest. You know, it's that high level of effort that really makes me want to just continue upgrading these streams as I see fit. You know, I'll probably never get past being a 2D sprite that blinks, but I think someday going indie would kind of be cool. But I don't have the resources, nor know anybody with said resources. You know, I have to do a lot of scouting, a lot of research, a lot more money wasted. Okay. I think what I want to do is, yes. Yeah, I want to do that instead. Yeah. I don't have that much money to burn, unfortunately. You know, this is why you still don't see Switch games on this channel, or what have you. You know, I still gotta eat, man. Gotta make responsible decisions. You know, I'm probably in the same boat as Jammin' Sam Miller. I wonder what he does. Man, you know, speaking of not knowing anybody, every time I've seen music come out of New York, it's like it's overflowing with musical potential, yet everybody out there looks like a bum. Like they're just starving to get by. They're all starving musicians, putting their work before their health. And I gotta wonder, at what point is the return too low for you to put in time like you do? And maybe that's just how they live. You know, how they exist. Is that they work their hard jobs, you know, they work at a pizza place, or they work at a sub factory. They work all sorts of places in New York, catering to the big wigs who don't really care too much for the tunes they put out. I'm gonna stop doing this. All that good stuff can wait. Unless, nope. I feel like there's a way. Up. 2. Nope. A little less than that. Okay, I think I get it now. I need to wall jump here, wall jump here. I get it, yeah. If there's enough space on there, I can wall jump off that cliff. So I'm gonna give it 3 more tries. 2. 1. I probably had it earlier, so 0. Alright, we're done. Let's see. Lower Norfair is blocked off. I can now... Okay. Let me go ahead and save and hit that speed trap all the way to the other save room. I actually did plan on streaming Super Metroid back when Phantoon Pain came out. But like I said, needed more time for spooky stuff. Let's see, I want to go down here. Let's see, is there anything else I wanted to hit before I have to end stream? Let's see, Metroid Prime, gushed about that. I told you exactly what I've been up to. I've been musicking and frolicking away like the bard I am. Working hard as best I can to earn my penny. New guitar strings means I've got more opportunities, more potential to make more live music. That sounds good. SNES music, we have the BGM coming out for the end. I'm not sure if that counts as content, but it does in my book. Did I save? Off the Field will be remastered, or at least re-recorded, I should say, because I'm not exactly happy with that dull sound of the guitar. It's grungy, sure, but I want to change that. Okay, now that we have a speed booster, we can get through here no problem. But yeah, expect that soon. As soon as I get a showcase video together, the nighttime BGM will be released. But that all has to do with that all has to center around my schedule, which thankfully I'm going to start working shorter shifts. More days, but shorter shifts, so the potential is there for me to put out more stuff. I just need to have the energy after I come home from work. And then, of course, I gotta be honest, there's three reasons I stream. Number one is that it's fun. I saw a lot of people having fun with it. I want to have fun with it too. And I really enjoy it. I really enjoy having something to work towards that's not music. The second reason is that I've been applying for auditions. I won't say where or what, but I have been applying and I needed experience. I needed to build up experience, my kit, and just all around mature as an entertainer. And now that I have, and found my audio settings, found my visual settings, found my identity, maybe someday you'll see me in a different place. For the time being, I'm happy being here. I'm very happy being here. Let's save this. You know, I'm happy being the goofy, happy-go-lucky sort of entertainer where he just does as he pleases, plays what he likes, and enjoys a bit of pixel art every now and again. Which, by the way, I have to create a pizza cook costume for myself. So many opportunities, so many ideas floating through my head, none of which is going to compare with Peppino, but should be interesting. Dude, I cannot stop playing that Dubus Goobus animation of his, of Pizza Tower. It's a beautiful realization and meeting of minds, that thing. Okay, so that's a dog. Excuse me a moment. Apologies, but I do have an indoor-outdoor cat that frequents the house, and I always need to make sure that she's taken care of. That includes chasing off any dogs that might try to jump down on her. Okay, so now I believe we can leave Norfair and head up the Gutta Meridia and hit the wrecked ship. Sick. Ah. Never get it in time. Oh, look at that. I'm just down a bit too hard there. You know, that's something very weird about me. Is the fact that sometimes the stupid stuff I do actually works. Whereas most times people are like, oh yeah, I do dumb stuff all the time. And it never works. Me? Sometimes. I think it's more about how I live my life. And it's that every shot you don't take... What's the word I'm looking for? What's this phrase? You miss 100% of shots you don't take. And if I've got 10, I may as well use them, right? And by 10, I mean my fingers. You know what? Maybe that sounds bad at a con. Wow, that was amazing. That was ultra optimized jumping right there. Straight into the save point. But yeah. You miss 100% of shots you don't take. And trust me, the regret of not taking those shots is worse. Is worse than death itself. So, anybody who's on the fence about anything, you know, maybe just take a seat. Take yourself off that seat. You know, those who watch are doomed to never progress, I guess, or something. Some philosophical nonsense like that. Philosophical nonsense. You want to know what philosophical nonsense is? Saying, there's a skeleton in all of us. Dramatic like that, and just being like, yes, that's a medical fact. What's so special about that? Let go, let go, let go. Oh, that felt good. Alright, what does this unlock? Thought I remembered that. Now, there's probably something else here, right? No? Okay. One's good enough for me. Don't fall in. Yeah. So, you know, it's a game. Experimentation is welcome. Even if you fall, even if you lose a lot of progress, you know, it's just more opportunity to make more mistakes that are going to make a happy ending in your life. It's just a game. Like in Jump King. Everybody thinks they've got the meta down, everybody thinks they know exactly where to go, and they probably do when it comes to speedrunning. That becomes muscle memory at some point. But for those who don't normally play the game, like me, I can just take the time I need to experiment. And you know, it's fine. It's fine to experiment. It's a game. Try everything you can until you discover, you know, okay, I can do this. I can definitely try this. And bam! You've got yourself a piece of music. See what I mean? Trial and error is what I'm all about. Not being afraid to try something is more important than knowing your limits. Or rather, I should say, knowing the basics, maybe. I don't know. But I've been a self-taught musician all my life. There's been plenty before me, such as David Wise, who never went to music theory school. But he's picked up a lot of stuff through osmosis, through trying things, through limitations, what have you. Like SNES sound chips? Possibly the most difficult thing to work with, I'm sure. But you just have to get inventive with it. Okay, I'll make my way back to my ship first. And then we'll hit the wrecked ship and probably call it a night. You know, when you don't focus on grabbing everything, this game goes very quickly. And I forgot to save. Those Nintendo controls, man. Speaking of, I really need to get a new 360 controller. I know my next big purchase is going to be, and it's not that, unfortunately. But due to financial limitations, I have to put that on kibosh as well. Not going to say what it is, but let's just say it would get me in trouble on YouTube if I mentioned it. Whoa! Nice try, birdie. Oh yeah, another super bomb door. Power bomb. Ah. I need the grapple beam, which means I need to visit Lower Norfair. Well, oh right, I did need the power bombs, so... do I go through Brinstar or no? Let's see. I may as well. Just because it's going to take less time and I can hit a couple spots on the way there. For some extra goodies. You know, as I've been playing this, it makes me realize more and more that, you know, there's not much difference to this restored version and the original. It's more like this is the version you remember, but then there's the actual version which sounds like garbage. You know, in comparison anyway. I think I enjoy the SNES sound. It's why I've become a musician that's familiar with SNES sound effects. But I can understand that maybe some audiophiles aren't exactly happy with how it sounds. It's very muddy, it's very mid-heavy. You know, there's just not a lot of dynamics with it. You could get really creative with all sorts of automations, beat machines, sound effect chains, and what have you. And then you've got SNES music, which is 8 channels limited, very low dynamic range. You know, there's a list of... There's a laundry list of reasons why you would hate it as a music producer. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. And I didn't want to blow out your eardrums. Yeah, so there's a myriad of reasons why people wouldn't probably like the sound of SNES music. Me, I grew up with this stuff. Oh, speaking of growing up with this stuff, you know, there's one game that I've seen nobody mention, but I loved it to death back when I was a kid. You know, Charles Barkley's Shut Up and Jam is one thing, but have you ever heard of Michael Jordan and the Windy City? And Chaos in the Windy City? You probably haven't, and I don't blame you. because that game was impossible. Like I need to grab a copy of it somewhere, some way, to show you exactly what I mean. It was the bane of my existence as a child. I never understood it. I never knew how to play it. I continuously died trying to get through the labyrinthian maze that it is. And you know what? I loved every second of it. Because once upon a time, I was a really big Spurs fan. And so was the rest of my family. And we'd watch the big tournaments, the big basketball games on the local TV every now and again. Which I guess outs me as a certain resident of Texas, don't it? Whatever. You put two and two together and I'm not gonna say it out loud. But I really liked basketball back in that day. I loved the sound of it. I even joined my local sports team. And played it as a child, but never really got past that. And now that I've rekindled my love for the sports ball genre with Mutant Football League, you know, I wish I could relive that. You know, find something that's close to that, but they don't have a Mutant Basketball League yet. That would be really sick, though. They had Mutant League Hockey at one point for the Genesis, but okay. Where is it? There it is. There. What's behind door number green? Even more missiles. Man, you know, I'm genuinely terrified of what's to become of me come Pizza Tower tomorrow. I have no idea if it's going to be fun, if it's going to be manic. I'm sure it's going to be at least some form of fun. That's for sure. That's for dang sure. But I have no idea what a Wario-like is. I've never played one. I've played Super Mario World, Super Mario Land. I have a funny story where I actually taught a friend of my brother's how to beat it. Get off. You know, I used to speedrun that for fun back when I was like 4 years old. Talk about a prodigy, good grief. But now I've mellowed out and I don't have the reflexes I used to, and I have input lag to deal with, so I don't know. Stay away from me, you frog thingamabob. Oh no. It's tutorial time, baby. Thankfully, I have the high jump boots to make that easier. What's this lead me to? Oh shit. That's not what I intended. I feel like there was something important up there. Powerbomb my way through this. Take the power bombs with grace. And continue moving on. Fall down the pit. You gotta admit, here it's where Sam really shows us what the potential could have been with this soundtrack had Super Metroid ever been remastered. You know, fully redone OST, fully redone sound effects. That would have been really cool. We never got it. Maybe never will. The closest thing we have is Super Metroid for the Switch. I have to concentrate now. Alright, nothing over this way, so... Hello? More power bombs. I'll take it. Alright, so let's pop one here, see if there's anything hiding from us. Or good. Oh. Alright, recomplete the jump. Easier said than done. Oh my god. There. When you're not a Super Metroid god like, what was his name? Goat something? Oats and Goats, that's it. Oats and Goats, the famous GDQ's go-to Super Metroid streamer. Speedrunner, sorry. Don't know much about him except that, he's a very good speedrunner. Nothing really stands in his way anymore. Like, you gotta wonder. You dedicate your life to a game, like, I saw... There was also a... Oh, for goodness sake. Now what? Anyway. There was a Legend of Zelda streamer, or Legend of Zelda speedrunner, who teamed up with Oats and Goats one year to do a randomized Legend of Zelda and Super Metroid speedrun. Now that in itself is pretty dang cool, I gotta say. That's like the ultimate co-op experience I wish I could have. Okay, I think this is a dumb idea, but why not? Okay, if I don't screw up the wall jump here, which is inevitable, boom. Who needs a hook shot? Alright, clear that out. There's something behind this wall here. Oh, nothing good, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, there's something down here. Super missile required. Goodbye. Oh, you know what I should have done before I left before I went to Brinstar? I should have visited the old Mother Brain chamber. That has another couple missiles, but we don't need them all. We definitely don't need them all. Not to get through this game. We're not even gonna go that far anyway. Okay, I've wasted enough time. I mean, I could get the stuff that's... Yeah, why not? I'll get the stuff that's at least behind this. I believe this requires a gravity suit, but I could be mistaken. Yes, this requires gravity suit. Gravity suit is an upgrade that allows you to move through water like air. A luxury which we don't have at the moment with this Varia suit. With the speed booster, we can now move through areas almost seamlessly. Oh yeah, that could have been a nice Yeah, this leads us... Perfect. This leads us back to... What is this area called? Criteria. Or this is Brinstar, apparently. Interesting. Well, I'll be damned. That's a helpful shortcut, although I'm very low on energy. I don't think I can take another hit like that. Got 20 minutes left before we end this. Yeah, now I can clean up here. Maybe I should do another part of this. This is kind of relaxing, I'm not gonna lie. But then I also got Pizza Tower, I've got Hotline Miami to finish. I got all sorts of stuff on my plate. You know, there's plenty I gotta do. Okay. One check over here. And we're good to leave. Alright, we gotta get back through those big old nasties. But how? We don't have enough energy. But yeah, so far this has been... It's like listening, like I said, it's like listening to how you remember it. As opposed to how it was. It's really weird, to be certain. Is it a welcome change? Absolutely. Okay, there's an energy tank somewhere around here. There it is. And we can grab it and have full energy tanks again. Nice. We're not gonna fuss with what's through that concrete slab. Instead, we're gonna make our way back to Brinstar. So we can get that hook shot, kill Fantoon in this game, and call it a night. Or nightmare, depending on how you look at it. We might end up just finishing this game just cause I enjoy this game, and it'd be a good way to relax. Okay, that actually worked out okay. I don't know, maybe I can save Super Metroid Restored for the back pocket. I knew there was something there. I just didn't know what. Interesting. I gotta say, the one thing I dislike about Metroid Prime is how it handles the morph ball. Like, it's cool. What was it reminded me of? It reminded me of... There was a certain ball move in Sly Cooper, Devious Raccoonus. And it kind of reminded me of that, just like fighting tooth and nail against physics, not bending to your whim. What's in here? Oh, God. Well, there's something at the very end of this, so why not? Ow. Okay, one of those can go. Okay, two, I guess. Oh, no, not more. Ah, okay. I need the hook shot for that as well. I'm sorry, the grapple beam. Hook shot, grapple beam, tomato, potato. Legend of Zelda, Super Metroid. It's all the same to me. It's all collectathons leading up to one big payout at the end. It's just presentation that matters. What choice of music you use, what choice of graphics you use, art style, and top-down versus platformer. Sometimes it's just nice to let the music breathe and do the talking for you. Can't believe Ryan came back. No matter what the game, he's always interested in dropping in. appreciate that. Well, no more talking points from me. I do feel tired. Alright. What's behind door number yellow? Please let it be the grapple beam. Oh, even better, it's the map. Maps are useful. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a long way to go before I get the grapple beam. Alright, we're gonna call it here. My voice is tired, my eyes are starting to droop. And I've been very much enjoying this. So I best not push it farther. That's how Hotline Miami game sessions end in molding lightly. So, I'm back. I got 2 more streams after this. On Tuesday, tomorrow, we play Pizza Tower for the first time. I've seen gameplay. I've seen Wario gameplay before on GBA back in the day when YouTube was all about uploading your gameplay clips of you being pro. And I've listened to the 8-Bit Drummer jam away at all those crazy frenetic escape songs. So I'm jazzed up for this. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. Whatever. Come as it may, we'll deal with it. But for now, thank you for watching. For those who watched the VOD, we salute you. And until next time, take care of yourself. Because you're no good to anybody dead. Good night.